Good morning everyone and welcome back. Cow at the front's just kicked the cups off behind me. It's not a bad morning here, it's a little bit overcast, which is actually really nice because it's not letting the sun through just yet. Better put these back on. I actually spotted this cow a couple of days ago because she came in without any milk and I thought, oh well, that's weird, maybe I've milked her and I've just put her at the front of the row. And it's this cow here, number 331. And she's really gone downhill since then. You can see her stomach is just empty as she's getting real bony. It's not a good thing. I haven't actually milked her today or yesterday because there just wasn't any milk. She's drying herself off. And she's actually got Theileria. The easy way to tell is if you look back there, it kind of looks a bit pink still, but it's also very white and she's just cold. Like I can feel her skin and it's just cold. So what I've actually done is I have booked her in to go to the pet food place today. My nose isn't too bad, I thought it'd be quite cold too, but I need to take her collar off because she is out of here. Unfortunately, there's only really a couple of options once they do get it, and we always seem to get a couple of cows a year. I don't think I actually had any last year, but I always seem to get sort of 1 to 2 that do pick it up. They get it from the ground, whether it's a tick or it's something like that in the ground that they get it, and it's pretty much just, I'm not sure what happens, but it kills the red blood cells or something of that like, so that's why the skin's real pasty and sort of white, and it is pretty easy to tell when they get it. It's amazing how much condition she's lost just in the last sort of 3 to 4 days, and dropped off milk. She can just wait in there until she gets picked up. I know it's not nice showing skinny cows like that, but that is just one of the things that happens. They do get diseases, and unfortunately she's got a real bad one. As I said though, there's only a couple of options, and there's really only 2. So the first one is what I've done, and I've called the pet food company, so they'll come and pick her up today. The good thing about doing that is that they'll take her away and they'll also give us 20 bucks or whatever for it. So that means I don't have to go and dig a hole for her, I don't have to watch her suffer, and I don't have to put her down. So that is the good thing about that. The second option is you can put them by themselves in a paddock somewhere out of the way. They're obviously going to dry themselves off, so they're not going to milk this again this season, plus they won't be in calf for next season, and then you'd have to try and get them in calf. So they're a long way off milking again, or you could, I guess, fatten them up, send them to the works, but there's also a chance that they won't make it. You've just got to pretty much take all the stress off them, and because they haven't got any red blood cells, they've got no immunity either, so their immunity's way less, and they can pick up, you know, other things as well. So I think I've done the best option. Give the pet food people a call and we'll get her out of here. The thing that really annoys me about it though is that she wasn't one of the best cows, but she wasn't one of the worst ones either. And it never seems to be the sort of bad cows that that end up getting diseases like this, but I guess it is what it is. Just on my last row now, but it's pretty hard case. This black cow here, she likes to come in first on the last row every day. What I might do though is just take this chain and whack it around this gate just for safe measure, because that one's pretty easy to lick off, or she could do. I rang up AC Pet Foods this morning at 6 o'clock. It said on the website it doesn't open till 7, so I'm just going to leave a voicemail, and that's what usually happens if they're busy, and they'll get back to you, or they actually just phone before they come and pick it up, the driver will. But somebody answered, so that was pretty easy. And they might do it later today. I'd say they'll probably go and do like the far away jobs first in the morning, and then they might leave this till the afternoon where it's nice and close. But she'll be alright just sitting in the yard there, or standing in the yard there till later on. It's actually pretty lucky we have that service. There's also another company, Wallace's, where they will come and pick up dead cows. Well, I seen something the other day, and they're closing up their area now. But they'll come and pick it up, but I think it's like $100 for them to come and pick it up. So for us to pretty much give a cow away, and they give you, you know, a note, $20 or $40, whatever it is, depending on the size of the cow, it's a win-win, I think. Like I said, I don't have to go and bury it, it just saves me a job. How's that for timing? Nice and early this morning. Come on, Gil. and then she'll just get winched into there. We ended up doing it on the tanker track. You can see the sort of blood behind me. It's not the nicest thing, so I didn't want to video it for you guys. It is interesting, but there's a lot of people that might find it a little bit disturbing, so I didn't want to video it. And I don't want to do it here. Like, it would have been easy just to walk her out of the pen and then just do it in the corner here, get the truck in, but the blood goes on the ground, and when the cows come up in the morning, they really go septic about it, eh? There's something about cow's blood that just yeah, that makes them go a little bit funny, understandably. That job's done though, and I definitely think this way is kinder than having her waste away in a paddock and potentially not make it. So it is good service that we get. He was actually saying, it was quite interesting, that he does horses every Monday. He goes and does horses too, and they have a lot more blood. I think a cow's got like 22 litres, whereas a horse has 40 something. But I said to him it'd be quite interesting having a look around some of those stud places, just driving in. It'd be interesting to see what they're like, you know, big flash stables and whatnot. And he said it's, you know, after a storm, when there's some thunder and lightning, and a horse will go and break its leg or whatever, and they have to put it down, and some of these horses are worth a lot of money. It's yeah, pretty unreal, but that's the business of it. I need to take this wheel off the gator and take it to town, because it has been going flat, although it hasn't gone down for the last 2 nights. I probably still need to get it fixed though. Just come over to shift these calves. Feeder can go in the shade for them. I'm actually giving them a bit of PK at the moment, so they're getting like a bag of that, maybe just over, and they're also getting a little bit of zinc in with it too, which I've got in this bucket. And I've got a stock block which Dad bought from town yesterday maybe. Ooh. There we go, which is full of other minerals and molasses, so it takes them a while, but once they get into it they love it. I actually lost the calf a couple of months ago, and it had that Theileria, or Theileria, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but I've never actually had a calf that had it before, and it was a real shame. I kept it up by the shed, sort of looked after it pretty well, and it just sort of wasted away, which was really unfortunate. And I got Martha out to have a look. She said just take the pressure off and sort of hope for the best, but yeah, kind of sucked. And yet again, it was just a calf from a real nice cow, so it's always the way. While I'm over here, might as well grab this. I spotted it. It's a prickly pear. It's actually quite a big one. See the fruit on it? I'm guessing you call them fruit or seed pods. That's why we call them prickly pears. They've got heaps of names for them. Thorny apples, another quite a common one. Oh. I needed 2 hands for that one. Saw there's a heap over here as well. I actually came and pulled a heap out in this area last year. These are pretty good because they're nice and small. They come out real easy. You probably could spray for them, but I find it's just easier just to pull them out when they sort of come up. Oh, I guess it didn't take them long to get into that lick block at all. There's quite a few of them going for it. That's good. Good to see. This is what I'm after right here. These nice dry pine bits of wood. Take that one and maybe another one. I don't know if I actually needed to. There's heaps down here. What I'm going to do is just split this for kindling. That should be enough. I'm just getting organised because I'm actually heading away on Wednesday for my boys' trip. We are heading down the Wanganui River in canoes, and we're staying, well, next to the river one night, like in a campsite, and the other 2 nights we've got accommodation. But I thought I'd take some kindling along. I've got some firelighters. Not that we won't be able to find stuff there probably, but I thought, oh, this stuff like lights real easy, and it's always easy if you just get there and can get a fire going straight away, or later on, or whatever, you know. So should be able to fit that in the canoe somewhere. I've got a foldable table there and a camp chair as well. Chopping board, there's 11 of us going, so we need a fair bit of stuff. There's actually 12 of us. I wasn't helping this year. I did one a couple of years ago. We went down south and we did the rail trail. I think it took us 4 days. We stayed 3 nights down there, and that was cool. That was real cool. We did it on normal push bikes, not e-bikes. It would have been way cooler if we had e-bikes, but it was still a good trip. I said I'd give them a bit of a hand doing all the food and stuff since I'm pretty close to town. So I've got to sort out a lunch, a dinner, a breakfast, and a lunch again on the second day. So I've got everything pretty much sorted. I might shoot in tonight and grab a few things, and then we'll just get sort of the fresh stuff on the day we go, just to try and keep it pretty fresh. We're going to take chili bins with us on the canoes, so should be a fair bit of room. We've kept things pretty simple. Like the night we've got to cook for ourselves, it's just sausages, and we're just going to do buns, like sort of hot dogs but with sausages. So should be pretty easy, but definitely looking forward to it though. It is seriously hot today though. It is absolutely roasting. There's not a lot of rain on the forecast, and it's pretty typical for this time of the year. And it is pretty green, like I have been saying, but if we don't get any in the next week or two, it's going to be brown. These growth rates would have slowed right down. It's supposed to get to about 30 every day, which is pretty hot for us. It's pretty annoying trying to get to sleep at night. You need a fan on or something, or aircon. It's because it's pretty hard work otherwise, or trying to do jobs. It's just amazing. It's not really the heat. Well, the heat contributes. It's just the humidity behind it that's really killing it. It's amazing. We sort of haven't got any thunderstorms or had any thunderstorms, because you'd sort of expect them with this type of weather. Like there's a lot of clouds around at the moment, so maybe there might be one tonight, although nothing's forecast, but I don't know, maybe in the future. I think it's great weather for going and floating down a river though. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. And apart from that, see you next time.